Welcome to the wonderful world of harakeke. So Sue, tell me a little bit about how you got interested in flax weaving, or in weaving generally.
I've always been creative and I love using wool, embroidery, learning to crochet, knit, sew, any of those things. And when I found that you could do something, make things out of flax, or harakeke, that was it. The reason that it really resounds with me is I can grow it, I can go out and pick it, and a bit later on I can make something out of it. It grows again. It's wonderful to see it growing, and the more I cut it, the more it grows. And I haven't run out of things to make from it. So I think it's more all of that. And especially because I've got all the dyes, all the colours, and I can change the colour of anything if I want to. I don't have to pay for my materials. I can just go and pick them. And I can create more or less anything. The sky's the limit, and I can add other things to them. Some of my pipiketes have little beads and bells and all sorts of things. It's sort of endless. We prepare flax differently depending on what it's going to be used for. And if I'm using it for, say, one of my market ketes, these big raw waikawa, as they're called, then there's no preparation virtually. I simply go and pick it, make sure I've got enough, strip the spine and the edges, and then start making it. What could be easier? Otherwise, if I am using it for a kete that I want to put a whiri kete or even a kete whakaaro, then I do need to split it to the right size. I need to harpening it, which is softening it. Mostly I'll boil it. Sometimes I dye some of it, and then I dry it, and finally I'll be ready to weave it. And so depending on how thick or thin the whenua is that I'm using, depends on how long it will take, and obviously how big the kete is. So it's quite a process that goes on beforehand. When we first moved here in 2007, there was a lot of flax growing down the driveway, and I always thought how wonderful to use it, especially when I noticed up here that people could weave. And I always, at the art and craft fair, I used to always hang around the flax stall and try and find out a bit more about how to use it. But I was never quite dared really learn, and I felt that maybe it was a bit too difficult for me, and maybe I didn't have the time. I think you'll find that every weaver has their own signature. You can look at their weaving and you can almost see who has made it. I'm not really sure where a lot of my ideas come from, but I sometimes wonder if, having lived in other countries, whether there's influences and things that I've seen, or even just looking through Pinterest, ideas one gets, seeing different things. I haven't done a lot of weaving with other weavers. I do a lot of weaving on my own, which is probably more unusual because most weavers gather and weave together. I enjoy weaving together with a group, but I don't need to. So I'm still happy to just do my own thing. And turning that, and then folding it back and back and keep turning it, and this flour comes out just as you go. So all you do is fold it back and rotate. When you fold it back, bring the front part in right near the stem and round. And you can just keep going for as long as you think you want the flour to be full. So when you think it's full enough, then you can just split it and tie it off. I think because this flax is not very wide, that's probably full enough. So I'll just split it there, wind it round tight and tie it. Pull it tight, and there's our flour.